Well, good morning, YouTube. Out for a little maintenance ride on the wife's motorcycle. Probably been, I don't know, about 6 weeks since it was started or run. So it topped up the air and the tires and took it off the trickle charger. And what do you know, just bang. A little push of the button, started right up and got going. So still running strong, built like a Honda. Cannot complain about that. So yeah, she's running great. I really forget about how tiny this bike is, but now that I've been on the CTX so much, this thing actually feels kind of miniature. It still does really, really well for being a 250. And to be hauling my big butt around on it, I'd say it does quite well. I do think this bike is in for got to change the viscosity on the motor oil, because finding neutral shouldn't be that hard when you're at a standstill. Even on the Enfield, which has a notoriously loose and wonky 4-speed, is not that difficult to find neutral when you're at a standstill. So much traffic. My test road is always busy on Sundays. A BMW station wagon. I suppose that's pretty normal over in Germany, but here in the United States, BMWs is sort of considered a luxury sports car. It'd be a bit like getting a Rolex alarm clock next to your bed. Well, I don't have to say it, but go ahead and look at it. Here's the quick turn. Wow, the visibility is fantastic. So those are the Santa Ritas down there, you know, they're quite a ways from here, dozens of miles. But you can see them plain as day. But even more so, you can see the tops. I mean, you probably can't on the GoPro, but from here I can see the tops of the Atascosas, which are way further south. But you could just barely see the tops of them and off in the distance. So what's happened is the Tucson area had a bunch of rain in the last couple of weeks, and what that does is that holds a lot of the dust that's normally up in the air. That holds a lot of that dust down. Man. So right now, with not a lot of wind and all that dust being held down, everything's been washed anew. You could see forever, basically. It's also not been too cold as of late, so there's not a haze in the sky from people burning fires in their fireplaces and whatnot. really do love mornings like this. Even on a little 250. If you're up on two wheels and weather like this, you just cannot complain. Well, that's it for my little getting out of the house and doing a maintenance run on the bike. Good 20-30 minute run in on this bike, and that'll do the trick. Gets the battery topped up, gets the cables moving around, gets the gears moving around, gets the oil circulated, burns off some of that gas. Is that a booger?